This is Mini Motorways. This was a special request by Tandylens and Jedi Psych Tricks. They specifically wanted to explore the way that the leaderboards in this game work. But before we get there, we should actually play the game. Now, I think I've actually played this game on the stream before, but it was a long time ago, and I was newer to the game back then. Since then, I have played it a little bit more, mostly on my iPad. In fact, I'm not even sure. Yeah, I don't even have a lot of the game unlocked here on PC, because I mostly played it on my iPad. Yeah, so actually, come to think of it, if I was playing it mostly on my iPad, did I ever stream it? It'll be fun to figure out if I did. Well, I'll have to look it up on YouTube later on, and I'll put a card at the top of the screen if there is another Mini Motorways video to look at. Anyway, I know not only have I played the game a lot more, but I've also watched other, YouTube creators playing the game, especially Real Civil Engineer. He's a lot of fun watching to watch play this game, and he actually has figured out some things about the way the game works that really informed the way that I play. So I think this will be a useful stream to do, partly to answer the questions that Jedi Psych Tricks and Tandylens raised, but also just to explore some of the details of how the game works. So it looks like, all I did was play through the tutorial to get the PC version of the game up and running. So let's just start at the very beginning with Los Angeles. All right, so the basics are, you've got buildings, you've got houses. You need to connect the buildings to the houses to bring cars to pick up these rides. Oh, wait. Do I not have a bridge yet? Oh, I do have a bridge. Oh, but I can't go directly. Oh, weird. Okay, so I can't go directly onto a bridge from a house. Well, I guess that makes sense. Nobody has an entire bridge leading just to their house. That would be weird. So the way that I understood it originally was that these little rides would pick up. These little markers here represent people who need a ride. And so they would appear here. And the way that I believed it worked was that each of these rides actually represented somebody in a house that wanted to come over here. And so what I needed to do was make a network of roads that could let you get from any house to any building of the matching color, so that whatever house needed to go somewhere, they could always find a route. But it turns out that's actually not how it works. From watching Real Civil Engineer play the game, I found out that actually each of these buildings, the building generates the ride, and the building tries to find a house with a car that will satisfy the ride. But you don't actually have to connect every red house to every red building. So as long as each building of each color has got a number of houses connected to it that are enough to satisfy its ride needs, you could have two separate yellow networks and two separate red networks, and that's totally fine. The game doesn't break down if you do that. And so that actually opens up a lot of possibilities, because you'll notice I'm not connecting the roads between the red buildings and the yellow buildings, because I don't need to. The way the game works is, you're trying to connect rides from yellow houses through yellow cars to yellow buildings, and red houses through red cars to red buildings. And the challenge comes from when these cars sort of collide with each other, right? When when red cars gum up an entire road and then the yellow cars can't get through, that's when your system starts to slow down, and that's when you start to fail. And so the most important strategy for playing Mini Motorways is to separate your networks from each other, so that the red cars never encounter the yellow cars, and vice versa. I just do not care about traffic lights. They don't help. So I'm going to go with bridges instead. Oh, okay, so Tandylens and Jedi Psych Tricks actually looked back and found my old video, and apparently it's a really short video of me just saying that traffic lights don't work. So perfect. That's one thing that I was correct about. Okay. So here's where we got the challenge. So I'm going to pause the game. So we've now got two yellow buildings, and so this building is going to be say, hey, here's a ride. I need a ride from a yellow car. But right now, it's not connected to any yellow cars. To any yellow houses with cars in them. So I could just do this. And now we've got an intersection where red cars and yellow cars are going to have to be stopping and waiting for each other, which is tough. But we've got 22 road tiles. We've got a lot of road tiles. So we don't necessarily need to do the most obvious thing. We could instead do something more like this. And connect these houses to this building, this house to this building, and then go over here like that. So this is a viable setup. Now, if for some reason this building is requiring more, here we go. Now, yeah, I was about to say, if this building ends up needing more rides, one house might not be enough, but now I've got an even number of houses connecting the two buildings, so that this should actually work out just fine. Jedi Cytric says that roundabouts are superior to traffic lights. I'm starting to wonder sometimes if the purpose of this game was to teach people that roundabouts are better than traffic lights, because they certainly are for traffic flow. They're unfamiliar and difficult, I think, for people who aren't familiar with them to drive on. But there's certainly a lot more, there's simpler rules for how you operate at a traffic light. But at the same time, though, I mean, yeah, they definitely keep things moving. You don't do a lot of starting and stopping, which is kind of better for everybody. Ranithcord says, roundabouts make better footage for idiots in cars montages, too. You know what? I haven't spent nearly enough time watching idiots in cars montages on YouTube. Lately, I've been all oddly satisfying videos and lawn mowing videos, which is, I don't know. I feel like some kind of, I don't know. It's like it's the primate in me that enjoys those videos. It's like there's nothing intellectually stimulating about them. It's just, ooh, that's neat. But for some reason, I'm still into it anyway. Okay, so now we've got a problem. We might have to cross the streams now because, well, maybe not. Hold on. So the reason I originally went this way was because I had to connect these houses this way. But now I don't necessarily. Now, this building can have these two, and this building... Oh, crap. Okay. So here's an issue. So I'm trying to redo my entire approach. But the problem is, as long as there is a car currently using a route, you can't fully delete it. You can mark it for deletion, but all of the cars that are currently using that route have to complete their trip before you can actually get rid of it, which means I can't have this bridge back until they do. So this building is going to be a little bit dangerous for a second while I but because I reconnected. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So apparently each time I make a change to the network, all of the cars recheck their routes and see if they've got a better route. And so originally, I think this car felt like it needed to go back across the bridge to get back home. And so it wouldn't let me delete the bridge. But now that I've reconnected its home at a different route, this car is like, oh, never mind. I can go a different way. I no longer need the bridge. So now, they really engineered this well. I'm pretty impressed with how they put this together. Now, I can set that up. So again, still, we're splitting the cars evenly. This time it's the yellows that are united and it's the reds that are split, but it still works the same way. Tandylens asks, have you played controlling spawning? I'm not actually sure what that means. Are you talking about, like, are there options for sort of like messing with the difficulty? Oh no, you mean controlling spawning, like placing roads to block buildings from spawning? No, I haven't done that. So yeah, that is another power strategy that I learned from Real Civil Engineer, where basically if you want to make sure that, say, a new yellow building doesn't appear in a really inconvenient place, you can just drop little random roads there. Ooh. I think I'm still gonna, well, okay, normally I would still go bridge instead of roundabout, but because this is a stream, we should show how roundabouts work, so I'm gonna pick roundabout. But normally I would pick bridge again to give me more flexibility for doing even more complicated, separated routes. But yeah, so it basically, if there's a place, like if I decided it would screw me up if a new building of a new color appeared here, which it would, I can just place a little road segment there, and now buildings can't appear here. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do that this time. Because, yeah, it would be like if some blue building or something appeared right here, that would be really inconvenient. So I'm just going to stick a couple little roads right there to keep that from happening. So if new buildings appear, they have to appear out here. Oh, look at this! A blue building. That really wants me to have invested in a bridge. Okay. Let's figure this out. All right, so we're going to need probably to have the yellow buildings, the yellow network and the blue network share a bridge. So the question is there a way for me to make that less obnoxious? So let's start by deleting this bridge. Let's let the cars get across it so it disappears. I think, is it this car and this car that both need to cross the bridge before it'll go away? Because I'm going to replace it with a new bridge for the same exact cars, so I can't use the same method I used before of just giving them a new route. Oh, this car. Oh. Okay, this is taking too long. This is taking too long. It's getting dangerous. Come on, cars. Finish using the bridge. There we go. Okay, so we're going to need a bridge here to connect to that, and the yellow cars are going to need to use the same bridge. That's not the best. It's just a short segment where multiple cars are going to be moving along it. And actually, we're early enough in the game. Notice all of the blue cars are all coming out because they have 4 trips they need to fulfill. So this is not the best. And you can see there's already traffic holdups here. But maybe this spot right here might be the place where we need something like a roundabout. Though basically, well, I think this spot became the jam just by chance because I had cleared I cleared out a route that was necessary for both the yellow and the blue, and so both of them had a bunch of rides that were sort of stored up that were just waiting to happen at the same time. Oh no! Okay, so now basically every car in the world needs to pass through this area right here. So this is probably what roundabouts are for. So let's figure out the best place to stick a roundabout. I think so both the dark blue and the yellow are going to need to be headed south, while the light blue is just going to have to pass all the way through it. So let's put that there. Let's do it like that. Let's connect that there, make that trip as short as possible. So the blue one, dark blue, will have to go this way. Light blue will go through here. Yellow will go down through there. That could be better, but it also could be worse. So, oh yeah, in-game GF also suggested that at the same time that I was thinking of it, that roundabout would be perfect there. So yeah, I agree. That's the right move. Also, good to see you, in-game GF. It's been a long time. Okay, yeah, I guess just... I don't know if that helps. That's probably worse. So this building just turned around, which means that it got more demanding. There's going to be more trips coming to that spot. See, what I'm trying to do here... Ah! Motorway. Good. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out... So maybe I'll just leave this one alone for now, because it's just going to cost a lot of roads for no reason. I'm trying to figure out if it's better to have just one problematic intersection here, or if it's better to have multiple problematic, smaller, less problematic intersections. Like, yeah, this is... Like, is that better? That we've got several different points where cars might want to come out, like that? Like, is that a better plan than having them all converge in the same place? Maybe this would have less backups? I'm going to guess that this would have less backups, but I can't really promise that that should be true. Okay, so, but I've got a motorway now. Motorways are amazing because they let you basically draw a route that just bypasses everything. And so now the question is, what's the best use of it? So I've got both the dark blue and the light blue cross over a bunch of stuff before they get to their destination. The yellow does too, but the yellow's got this house right here. So I think the yellow probably should use the surface road network because there's so many different places it needs to go on both sides of the bridge. But the light blue and the dark blue both have long, like, complicated distances to cross, and they need to, and, like, all of the houses for light blue are over here, all the houses for dark blue are over here. Light blue's got a longer path to follow, and I was worried about all of these little intersections here. So yes, okay, so what I think we need to do is cut that connection, cut this connection, and then draw a motorway from here to there. Not a big fan of that shape of motorway. I feel like I could do better than that. But whatever. Actually, yeah, let's get, oh. This is pure aesthetics. Like, oh, crap. What? Something already rooted itself on that motorway? No. No, I want to get rid of it, you dummies. It's so stupid. I deleted that motorway purely to see if I could get the aesthetics of it better. But because they instantly path the cars the moment you make a change, like this car is planning on using this motorway, I can't complete my aesthetic revision until all the cars go through. Ah! Oh, that's true. Yeah, I deleted their existing way to go for the blue ones. And so, yeah, that's why. If I had left their original route in place, it probably... Wait, what did I... No! Oh, I had the wrong... Sorry, I thought that I had the motorway tool up, but I didn't. Okay, so now I've got a motorway. I put it there. Connect to it. Oh, this is what I should do. There. Oh, that's so aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so now the light blue connects across this motorway. It skips the entire road network. Let's move this up a little bit so I can see what's going on. And now I can just connect all of these yellow surface streets together, and all of these yellow cars are all here without getting in any other color car's way. So that, I think, works beautifully. All right. Oh yeah, so Jedi Centrics was suggesting that I could take the yellows out entirely with the motorway, but I think it's this house right here is the one that causes me problems when I'm thinking about doing that, because it still has to get here, and so I couldn't really delete the entire surface street network for the yellow. But at the same time, no, but you might have actually been right, because this is such a demanding building. It might have been smarter for me to funnel cars directly to this building. Oh, that's true, Jedi. I'm acting like I have to connect this house because that's how I thought about the game originally. You're right. I could have just left this house disconnected like I did this one, and that would have been just fine. So yeah, you're right. That actually might have been a better move. And the next time I do a major revision, maybe I'll take that up. I do like games like this that let me follow the chat while I'm playing. Oh gosh, what? Okay, well, I mean, this part is obvious, but yeah, now that I'm using a motor, okay, so now the blue is doing the thing that, like, the whole reason I chose the blue is because its network was so simple. It was like everybody's, all of the buildings are on one side of the river, all the houses are on the other side. Now that's complicated. So that might not be the best move anymore. So maybe I should experiment with Jedi Cytrix's suggestion. Let's clear out this motorway, which might take a second. Hopefully, like, we're early enough in the game, though, that I don't think that everything's going to be a disaster if I wait a sec without fulfilling any of these trips. Okay, one more car. Come on, one more car. Actually, I'm getting nervous. Let's just put a little temporary road network in there. That's garbage. I'll make it look better later. I'll get this guy through. Oh, and then I can get another roundabout. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's think this through now. So I need to connect all the blues up, but the blues, they can, I feel like as long as I've got enough road tiles, the blues are actually in a pretty good position to just share a surface street network. That connects over here to these, to this, like, neighborhood. So yeah, so okay, so now the light blues are taken care of over this route. And so now the question is, how do I best use my motorway? So the only reason this roundabout is here is because the dark blues and the yellows need to share. They don't even need to share this bridge anymore. They just need to share this part of the route, and it's not really giving us much. It's not really giving us much benefit there at all. So I think the roundabout can go. And actually, I wonder. So this might be actually just kind of a little cheap, but I think I might just use a motorway to just jump over the blue. Right? Is that the best move? Like, we grab a motorway, we connect it from here to... Oh, I can't connect it. Oh, can I not connect it to a bridge, or can I not connect it where a roundabout used to be? Why can't it? Maybe it's because... Let's see if the roundabout goes away. Let me try to make the roundabout go away. And then maybe it'll let me make that connection. So it'll just be it'll be a really short little hop. Okay, there we go. Where's my pause button? Let's see if this will work. Yes. Okay, so now the yellow network can just hop right over the other networks and get to its neighborhoods. Though, one benefit of motorway is that cars travel faster along it, so the fact that this is so short probably means I'm not using it to its, I'm not using it the best way? Jedi Sectrix points out that now everyone is on their own network again. Nobody's sharing, which is true. Yeah, so I don't need the roundabouts right now because that's only really great for when people need to share space. So, I mean, I guess if you've got a complicated single color network, that also might need roundabouts because different cars might be trying to get to different destinations along the same roads. So there might still be a call for me to, even if I manage to keep it this way forever, there'll still be reasons why I might need roundabouts. Just not quite yet, I don't think. Because it seems like we're keeping our trips under control now. In-game GF says it's basically a utopia right now. Yeah, totally. So one thing that I really like about Mini Motorways is that it's the kind of game, and I say this about a lot of the games that I like, but it's always true, it's the kind of game I can watch a movie while I'm playing. Because so much of it is just chilling and watching the cars go. Okay. Now it's getting complicated. Okay, so we've got one of these little dual places here where eventually another color is going to appear, and I don't know what color. So, obviously, that's a thing we need to do. But now we've got two of these guys connected to just two houses. And we got two houses connected to this one. And we got this house is way the crap up here. So we need more houses connected on this side. I've got an idea. Look at that. So now we got 3 houses going over to these guys and 2 houses going to these guys. Might still not be enough, and it's elaborate, but still, my networks are still separate. Oh yeah, so in-game GF, were you suggesting that that I could also do my job while playing a game like this? That's true in some aspects of my job. I mean, like if my job at a given moment is to, for instance, listen to a presentation, sometimes, for work you have to like listen to like, training videos and stuff like that. This is something I could do during that. If I'm actually needing to write something, though, I could not possibly maintain this in my head at the same time. I would have to do one or the other. But here's the problem. I don't have any bridges. I've got this one motorway that I'm using to get through this section here. It's kind of a short motorway. And so it's possible for me to switch back to using surface streets here and using a roundabout, except will a roundabout fit in this area? Because then I could use the motorway to connect this directly instead of having to go whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop all the way around. And I've only got like 15 road segments. I think this would use all of my road segments if I even have enough. So yeah, I think I might need to try a roundabout up in here. So if I put one here, and connected it like that. Wait a minute. That's weird. Like, people would have to make such a hard turn to get over here. By the way, I assume that people go clockwise on these. I'm not actually sure if that's right. Because... Oh, and I'm not connected to yellow yet. Oh, and I can't connect to yellow yet for some reason. This is really strange. Let's start with this. But then let's try to do better in just a second. Oh, wait, yeah, we still need to get our motorway back. Okay. Done with the motorway. So now we've got these little friends up here. And we can connect them up like that. So this is going to work now across the bridge. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is wrong. I'm doing this wrong. I have a much better plan now. Much, much better plan. The green is taking its time. So let's kill this bridge. Let's kill this roundabout. We don't need the roundabout. Let's... Traditional road. No roundabout needed. And then... Let's put our motorway here. Can't be placed where? Oh, on that corner? Where the roundabout used to be, right. So, okay, so now everything except for this little car. This little car is not, this little house, this source of cars is not connected. But that's fine. Doesn't need to be right this second. And now once we clear that bridge, you can use the bridge here. I think that's going to be much more economical. Ooh, and we also get another motorway. So that's good. Oh, yeah, so the car that lives in this house has to get home somehow. Okay, so let's still use the bridge here because it just doesn't seem like it needs anything more than that. Meanwhile, I think we're going to be glad we put a motorway here. Because the faster speed that the cars move will be good for servicing both of these two places. And I'll figure out eventually what to do with this little extra house here. We'll find some way for it to connect. Just not yet. Right now, these people are now hermits. See, a part of me is tempted to just find a place to stick my motorway, but no. I need to wait until some terrible situation arises that I have to solve with the motorway. And the audio in this game is just so pleasant. You just hear a little twink, 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 twink. Yeah, Jedi Cytrix is imagining motorways like being behind like a little glass panel. It says like, in case of emergency, break glass and use motorway. So I'm gonna get some other weird color here. I'll probably get like, this will probably be dark blue. because that's the least convenient thing for me to have to connect up. Ooh. No, they're ramping up the reds now. Okay, so now we have a problem because we have 4 red houses connected to one little measly thing here and 3 connected to much more powerful things. So I think what we might need to do now, undo my previous solution. This might be the break glass moment. Let's keep doing just 2 houses connected to this, and then let's connect these guys via motorway all the way down here. A lot of these changes I make, by the way, are purely aesthetic. Like, I could have attached this anywhere. I just decided to attach it this way because I thought it looked better. So now we've got 5 red houses connected to these 2 buildings. And 2... Oh, and then we've got another little friend up here. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt to connect this. What the? Now this guy's up here. We're going to start having to have this be imperfect. So now occasionally this guy's going to have to cross that road. And similarly, I think, yeah, we're going to have these 2 guys connect here. Oh, I've run out of road tiles. I guess we'll leave these yellow ones disconnected for a bit? Or... Oh, gosh! Nope, that's not an option. Okay. Because I went for motorways over having more road tiles, I've run out of road tiles. And so now I might have to make some aesthetic sacrifices here. And have things just not look as good so that I can save some road tiles. But man, this is a long distance to cross. I don't think I can do this with its own independent network. I think I have to tie this in to the larger deal. So the question is... Okay, this green thing being there is making me want to redo my entire network just to make this one thing work. Let's let it cook for just a second. Because it could be that they're about to spawn more green houses too. And if they are, then... Oh, okay, good. All right, so we've got plenty of roundabouts. Let's grab more bridges and 20 more road tiles. Okay, so this is more doable now. So I think we might need to use a motorway to bridge a gap this huge. If we use a motorway for this, I have to choose one of these other motorways to not support. And so we did successfully use a roundabout here before. The blue network is not very demanding. It won't cause too much harm to my yellow network. So I think that might need to be my solution. I think I might need to take motorway 1 off the board. And then, let's just delete all of this for a sec. Connect it back up with a roundabout right there. Let's go in there and in there and there. Oh, wait a minute. No, we're still going to be sharing. No, that's the wrong place to put that. We need to put it so that the only space that is shared by multiple networks is on the actual roundabout. So unfortunately, like a spot like this might actually be the best. It's not my favorite, but oh wait, I can't complete that bridge. I need to actually... Okay, well let's clear out motorway 1 so that we can do this. Okay, sure. Go away, motorway 1. Go away. actually, let's see here. Let's cross right there, I think. So we've got 4 on-ramps. 2 of them are dark blue, and 2 of them are yellow. And I think this is kind of a convoluted path for the yellow cars to follow. Is there a better way to arrange these? With these houses being in the way, I don't know if there is a better way. This might actually be the best-ish way to arrange those. So now, though, we can stretch a motorway from here all the way over here. And yeah, I'm thinking maybe I want it actually like right there. And then we can just feed, or even right there. And then we can feed all of the traffic from these houses down onto it. So now all these greenhouses, they can either go this way or they can go this way. Yellow can all get through this roundabout. Blue can get here through the roundabout. I think, and we've got the majority of our red houses connected over here. Only a couple connected down here. I think this is good. I think we're okay. Okay, I was so focused, I totally lost track of the chat. So Shard J is suggesting that actually Motorway 2 might not be necessary, that they could, that I could connect up the roads. Like I imagine, yeah, you're right, like I could connect up this light blue road here so that it connects to these. And it would probably make it okay, because most of this is just, there are not a lot of intersections for people making decisions. It's mostly just a long road. So it would probably work just fine. And if I end up needing another motorway, then yeah, I could probably do that. That would make a lot of sense. So I'm sure at some point the game is going to make a demand that I can only satisfy with another motorway. So we'll have to see what I do when that happens. But yeah, you're right that number 2 would probably be would be a good choice. I mean, yeah, Sharjay, you're right. They're both unneeded technically. I'm pretty sure this distance, like, the thing I'm trying to do is preemptively avoid congestion on these roads. Oh gosh. Okay. So this is one where definitely the greens and the blues are gonna have to share. Like, I don't think I can keep everything completely separate now. I mean, I guess I could get rid of motorway 2, but 2 motorways following the exact same parallel route just to keep them separate from each other, that's probably not necessary. Oh, I've run out of road tiles. Okay, so I should probably do some cheap simplification here and there, like, for instance. Oh, dang it. Okay, finish your route so that I can have those roads back. So yeah, more direct diagonal routes are more efficient than square-edged routes. Even though there's often a lot of situations where square-edged routes look better, which is why I tend to rely on them a little bit more. They're not actually always the best move. Actually, yeah, why did that go diagonally? Oh, it's because of a previous motorway placement. I think I don't actually save that change I'm making right there. I don't think I'm actually saving any tiles that way. So that was silliness. But now I've got a bunch of disconnected blue tiles, blue houses. That's not good. I'm just trying to get. I just need one more tile or 2. Ooh, okay. I just hate traffic lights so much. I'm just gonna go with another motorway. So now we've got 10 extras, so let's go with that. Let's make this actual connection here. So now, yeah, so we could just do this. Oops. Where we've got these 2 houses that are connected up to, oh, that's not enough. No, okay, so I think we are going to still have to have all of these houses share a network with each other, so that all of these blue houses could either service these 2 or take this route all the way over here to these guys. I do have another motorway now for emergencies. But I think I'm not gonna. Why am I getting random blue houses everywhere now? I don't want random blue houses everywhere. Ugh. All right. Well, I guess it's okay if we have them cross a couple of streets. I'm out of road tiles already, of course, because I keep going for motorways, which means I don't have enough regular road tiles. Oh, Shard J is a big defender of traffic lights, apparently. So far, I've never placed a traffic light in a position where it made the congestion situation noticeably different. Normally, when I'm watching a traffic light in operation, it's just creating one traffic jam while relieving another, and then and then switching and creating a traffic jam while relieving another. It never feels like it's actually solving a problem for me that wouldn't just be solved by the cars taking turns under normal conditions. So that's why I kind of don't bother with them. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, here and there you can cut these little corners to save individual road tiles. Like that, for instance. Okay, yeah, so Shard J is pointing out that that there are good uses for traffic lights. There's mostly for you're saying Y junctions and things like that. There are places to use it. So if it sounds like you're more of a power user, like you really have thought this through to an advanced degree. For me, as somebody who's still, I've played a bunch of this, but not I would not call myself an expert in this game. It's a little bit I don't have enough experience with the kinds of junctions you're talking about to see the value. The main thing that I've ever used them for is places like this, or where this one used to be connected here. It would just be a regular old looking intersection with a lot of congestion. I would put a traffic light on it, oh, maybe this will help, and it would never help. So yeah, you're right that there probably are situations that are useful for, but not the most obvious situation that a new person coming into the game, just going from their experience driving on real roads, the assumptions you would make about the right place to put a traffic light, probably will not hold true in this game. All right, so I definitely need a lot more roads to connect this guy up, unless I just decide. I mean, why not just use a motorway at this point? If I need to later, I can change my mind, but I mean, solves the problem, right? We got this round building here and only 3 houses to support it. Oh, good. Yay, 4. And so I imagine that we're going to have to be operating at peak efficiency to keep this thing under control. I kind of like how, as the game sort of ramps up in density and complexity, the audio, you keep hearing ding 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 ding. It gets more and more dense and it just feels busier, more stuff is going on. By the way, I just noticed that I had my volume turned up high enough that I might have been, oh yes, lots of road tiles, please. I might have been competing weirdly with the game audio. Let me know if there's any audio imbalances that I need to correct in order to make this easier to follow. Yeah, so Shard J is trying to share a link to something that they did that illustrates the points that they're making. And I don't think I've prohibited links in my chat, so feel free to share real links, unless you're linking to something insane, in which case you'll get banned. But I'm assuming you're not actually doing that, so that's fine. Of course we have a yellow house out here. Oh, and over here too. I can solve that one, but bleh, I mean, I guess, sure. Let's send some. Oh, we just chopped a tree down. We're paving paradise and putting up a parking lot. Oh wait, I've connected that and it no No, that's a terrible way for it to go. No, 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 no. Please, go that way. I just realized that if these yellow cars wanted to go to a yellow house, they would have to go this way. Down Route 1, around the corner, over here, down here, and then that way. No thank you. That would be a bad plan. So Senior Sausage, when this game originally came out, the reason I played it on iPad initially was because it came out, I think, exclusively to Apple Arcade. But that was only a time-limited exclusive, so it is now available on Steam, and the version I'm playing right now is the Steam version, which I believe is the same version that Tandylens and Jedi Psych-Tricks were playing. Aha, okay, well that could have been worse. There's a lot of worse houses, sort of worse buildings that could have gone there. Aren't a lot of worse buildings that could go here? Let's see. Oh no, there. Oh, and now this is a super demanding one. Of course it is. All right. Well, let's make some of these into easier, more obvious connections to this location. Ah, more motorways. I just can't resist the siren call of the motorway. Oh gosh. Actually, oh wait, no, wait, hold on. I'm doing this wrong. So I just realized, of course, we have all of these yellow houses up here. They're probably plenty for supplying this one down here. I probably actually should not have retargeted all of these houses to be primarily pointed down here, though. I mean, I think it doesn't hurt to have them pointed down here, but I think we're still going to need them over here. So this pile of houses should fuel this guy. In fact, I'm wondering if it might be an okay idea to... Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out... to just connect them more directly. Now, I don't know if I've got enough road tiles. Just do that. So it's just a really, really direct path there. And then, is this enough houses to support the needs of this building? Because if they are, it might be smart to actually just stick to these houses, which have less interference with traffic than other houses. And well, no, we'll leave it the way it is and see how it works. Yeah, so Charjay, Jedi Psych-Tricks is right. Like I'm not a competitive player of this game. Like there are, when I look at the leaderboards, there are clearly lots of people who are much better at this game, who put a lot of time and effort into figuring out all the intricacies and learning the best strategies. And that is not me. I mostly do play this to sort of chill and relax. And so that doesn't, I mean, I'm eager to hear your input on, what good strategies for this game are. Just please don't get too much anxiety about me not playing at that level, because I don't have a lot of anxiety about me not playing at that level. See, everything's going nuts here. Charjay is screaming into a pillow. So Charjay is saying this map is going to explode soon. Too much destination mingling. And so I am curious what you mean when you say that. Because I could imagine several different interpretations of what you're talking about. Like, is it because I've got too many different color networks sharing the same space with each other? Or are you talking about how I'm not separating up my, these houses connect to this building, these houses connect to this building? I'm having there be too much ambiguity there, where the same buildings could be reaching out and trying to grab stuff from the same houses? Okay, yeah, Charjay says, yeah, it's because my networks are all sharing roads. Yeah, absolutely. So at the very beginning of this, I was deliberately separating out all of my networks and not letting them overlap at all. As the game started throwing more and more curveballs at me, I started making compromises in that regard. And I think that if I put more time and effort into trying to prevent that, there's probably a lot better choices I could have made along the way to avoid that. But this is the level I'm playing at at this point, I think. So yeah, and also, I mean, I didn't want to make, I'm going to be cutting this into a YouTube video, and I also don't want to make the YouTube video that long. So even if I was amazing at this game, I might still play it a little chill, just so that it doesn't take forever. But I'm not actually good enough to make it take forever, so it's kind of moot. Oh, Jedi Cytrix has a good question for Charjay. She asks, do pro-type players routinely just delete nearly everything and start from scratch? Like, when new things arrive and it throws a curveball to you, do you just delete everything and sort of replan it out so that everything doesn't share? I'm actually kind of surprised that this hasn't collapsed on its own weight already. This one right here, this dark blue one, is definitely getting overtaxed. I've got a little bit more congestion than before, but not to such a degree. Okay, so these guys. Okay, there's a lot of waiting for turns here. That's holding things up. So maybe this is a good spot to stick one of my roundabouts. To keep all that waiting from happening. We also just got this building here. And so normally we're skipping all the way over here in order to bring houses to this. I guess they can go along this route if they need to, but I mean, yeah, that's not going to be great. Is the green network really worth 2 motorways? I mean, hold on. There we go. Let's get out of that. And then let's see. Where's the best place to connect another motorway? Aesthetically, I don't love this, but let's do that. So yeah, so these guys, they're still waiting at the old intersection, but once they're all done, I think this should be a lot smoother than it was. So Charjay says that they do actually, basically nuke the map and redo everything quite a bit. Okay, these blue ones, this is what's going to kill me. My blue network is not satisfying the needs of these buildings. And why not? So we've got these guys here. I don't even see any red cars on the road. Like, there are red cars sharing this space with me, but I'm not even seeing them here. It's just a lot of blue cars not getting air. Why? What could I do to make this work any better than it already is? I mean, I guess I could probably do a less... Right. Okay. I was not actually trying to do that. Like, I could see, for instance, connecting them like that, so that these guys have a more direct path. They don't have to go all the way around this loop in order to get there. That's a pretty subtle thing, though. I guess I'm putting a lot of effort into funneling cars over here, which might not be worthwhile because it's only a smaller building. So maybe I should redirect these cars to feed directly onto this road rather than trying to give them such great access to the motorway. Those are really subtle changes, though. I don't think they're going to really make a huge difference here. Oh, Charjay says they don't actually nuke the entire map. They just nuke entire sections of the map that turn out to be a problem. So this might be my downfall, though. I think I might very well just not be able to solve this. Both of these buildings being in bad shape. They're kind of wavering back and forth, but... Okay, I don't know if that's going to help. I'm trying to... Well, my entire blue network is a disaster. But because I've just got, the the same houses need to feed this house. I guess maybe I could have... I'm trying to think of what I could have done better. I guess it's possible, like, I could have separated out the blue into, like, more dedicated spheres. Yeah, okay, so these blue cars, they're getting in each other's way a lot because they have to split into so many different directions. Because like, a blue car would come in here, they might need to go down here to get to this place. They might need to go around here, or they might need to go all the way down here. And all of those require things like left turns in front of each other, that sort of thing. Again, I'm surprised the red cars aren't causing more of a problem. But the red cars are barely here. It's mostly just the blue cars that are getting in each other's way. And so I needed to come up with a smoother way for them to... for the blue cars to sort of split into these separate destinations without gumming up the works with each other, having like all these crisscrossing paths coming from different houses along the same routes. Yeah, Shard J is pointing out that basically your network doesn't work because there are so many junctions. That like basically a car following a straight path has to pass through so many intersections where a car could have to step out and get into it. Actually, yeah, even though the red cars aren't showing up a lot, they are showing up enough. They're probably instigating traffic jams. Like, for instance, if I had done this a long time ago, I probably wouldn't be in as bad shape right now with the blue cars as I am. Because this means that the red cars, they would have to kind of line up at this one intersection, but it's not like stop, 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 stop every time there's red cars that want to go somewhere. Oh, but you're right. Oh, yeah, but they don't... Oh, this doesn't really connect down to... Oh, yeah, these don't actually connect down to the red network very well, do they? So that kind of screws over the red network, doesn't it? Because, yeah, now the red cars have to pass through here and then exit again, rather than just passing through once. So it's still a problem. This stupid thing is the problem. Okay. So maybe if I did this instead, that's slightly better. Right now, I'm rearranging cars in the Titanic. Like, I'm not actually solving the problem. I'm just sort of experimenting to figure out what I could have done, like what a better version of myself could have done under completely different circumstances. But, okay, so we've got a new motorway, though. So I'm wondering if we can let these red cars bypass the blue network altogether and just stop getting in their way. If that would help, or if it would help more to try to use a motorway to like bridge access to one of the blue places. I think the blue places are crowded enough by other roads and other features. I don't think I can get to them. I think this might be the only thing I can do that'll help at all. So, yeah. So let's do a motorway from here to there. Again, knowing that that's not really going to solve all of my problems, but whatever. If I could, yeah, I'd love to just see these blue cars just... Okay, is this one of the intersections where a traffic light might help, Shard? Where it's like most cars want to go these two directions, but occasionally a car needs to go this way. And actually, I think it's probably the left-turning cars that are coming back from that way that are causing the problem. Because they have to wait before they can go, and then they have to stop traffic to do it. And so all of these cars that are bound for this destination that's about to kill my city, they keep having to stop to let these other cars on. So actually probably and those blue cars are coming from down here. And they're also being slowed down, which is why this one's getting screwed up. So probably what I need to do is like, actually, now, this is a bad idea now, because this place actually does need... I'm going to lose anyway. I'm not worrying about it. But this building probably could have been serviced by just these cars. Wait, where are those cars? Oh, they're still coming on the other road network. So yeah, I probably should have done this originally. And I'm just accepting the loss because I was going to lose no matter what. I probably could have restricted that. And then that building, because it was tied into the entire network, that building was pulling cars in and getting them in the way of the other cars that needed to move much faster to get to the rounder buildings. And so if I had given it its own little dedicated network to service its needs, it wouldn't have been getting in the way of everything else. So you really have to, like, when you're playing this game, you really have to think about, what's going on in one corner of the map could really sort of stretch out and really affect the broader map at large if one building is capable of pulling cars from really distant houses. So okay, so that was me playing this game. This is a really, really fun game. Even when you're not very good at it, it's still really kind of satisfying and relaxing to play. But you can see it's nice that, I don't know, there's some games that are satisfying and relaxing to play that don't have a lot of depth to them, and they can't go very far. And there are some games that are just all depth, and you have to really commit a bunch of time and effort and just mental energy to playing them. This is one of those games that sort of balances those two on a razor's edge, where you can just play this game to chill, not worry too much about how well you're playing, and have a good time. But if you do want to put a lot of thought, like Shard J does, put a lot of thought into your strategy and how you play, there's a lot that you can figure out that's gonna, that's gonna make your approach to the game, more and more effective. So yeah, so thank you, Shard J, by the way, for all the advice you were giving, especially considering, that you've got a lot more experience playing this game at a high level than any of us do. So, yes, so Jedi Psych Tricks and Tandy Lens, the main reason they recommended this game was because they wanted me to look at the leaderboards. So, let's have a look at these. So this, let's start at the, okay, yeah, right here. Yeah, so this is the histogram. So this is telling me, how, like, where my score falls in the, okay, so you know what? Casual players, I'm a little bit better than a casual player. The most casual players, the biggest peak is over here to the left of me, so that makes me feel good. But there's clearly a long tail of people who can get much, much better than me, going out to the right. So Shard J is asking about is talking about what the scores mean. It says that actually, because the scores are sort of stored long term, as the game is updated over time, some updates make the game easier or harder. And when an update makes the game easier, everyone logs really high scores during that time, and then the game gets harder again, and then no one can beat those scores. And so if you're really thinking about your score, you have to focus on, like daily challenges, and your friends list and stuff like that, like, stuff that limits the number of people and the history of the scores, so that it can be more relevant and meaningful. So that is the histogram. This right here is this is the friends list. So these are my friends who play this game, and you can see, like, my friend Lavash got all the way up past 3,000. Daniel Floyd plays this game very, very well on his own channel, and so he's done very, very well on this one. And then and it goes down, and they got some friends that are below me, some friends that are above me. I'm right in the middle. That's kind of nice. And if I kept playing, I could probably try to compete with my friends and edge upwards a little bit. And I could send them messages when I beat them and say, haha. But then over here, what do we have? Okay, so this is the friends focus leaderboard, where it's listing your friends and only your friends, so you can see where you stack up there. And then this is the worldwide overall leaderboard, where it shows you where you are in the broad scheme of things. It's not very interesting when you're down in the 100,000s like I am. Once you get up into, like, the top, 50, I imagine it's really fun to sort of track your score against everyone else. But, like, right here, I'm just right in the middle of a bunch of people with the exact same score as me. I don't even know how they choose the order of this when you've all got the exact same score. Maybe they have other stats about your game, like the amount of time it took or something like that they can figure in the background. I really don't know. So Shard J says that their friends list is actually people they added from random lobbies. So people have different attitude about friends list. My friends list is actually usually people that I actually know. Often they're like professional connections and things like that. Occasionally, actual friends. But Shard J is one of the folks who, like, just accepts lots of friend requests from across the internet, and so they've got tons of people on this list, which makes a lot of sense. If that's people have different approaches to this sort of thing. So Jedi and Tandy I know that you had some questions about how the leaderboard works. I'm curious, have we answered them, or are there more questions that you'd like us to sort of talk through? Meanwhile, challenges. So now that I've beaten it once, I can unlock these challenges, and you can actually play them. So I imagine, I don't actually know how these challenges work. I've never tried them. I imagine Shard J probably does. But this, I imagine that what these are like different spawning rules for, like, how the situation that you're given, and then you have to solve them. I don't know, is there still some randomness to these, or are these, like, specifically scripted challenges where you'll get the exact same conditions each time? Oh, so Sharjay says this is actually a new feature that he hasn't even tried these features yet. So great. So yeah, so here's something for people who want to try out the game to discover on their own. Okay, so Jedi Sectric says that actually the confusion was around the friends list originally, and it used to look different than it does now. And so now basically it's much clearer how the leaderboards work, and so the questions are obsolete, but I'm glad we played this game together anyway. But yeah, I think that's it. I really love, by the way, I really love games with histograms like this. This is such a great way. Like Opus Magnum is actually one of my favorite games that uses this, where you can really sort of, that's a game where, just like this one, a lot of your solutions are really just invented by you, right? It's not about a puzzle where you have to crack the exact solution that the designers were thinking of. Instead, it's a creative challenge to try to come up with an invention that's different from everybody else's. And so it's really kind of fun to sort of, because there's no way for the game to just know, oh yeah, you did the best, you were really clever. Instead, they stack you against other players. You decide where you think you belong, on the list. And Opus Magnum is really kind of fun because they'll evaluate your solutions on a lot of different metrics, and you'll see where you are on the histogram for different metrics. So you'll be able to say, oh, okay, mine is the most efficient, but it's not the fastest, or something like that, and compare yourself. So I love these kinds of things. And then, oh yeah, and then you can see the leaderboards for all the different challenges too, which I have no context to understand, so I'm just going to leave those alone. Anyway, I think that's what we're going to get out of Mini Motorways right now. So thank you all for hanging out with me. I should probably get to work. But I'm glad that I was able to satisfy that viewer request by Jedi Sidetricks and Tandylens. Thank you so much for providing sort of the impetus for this discussion. It was a lot of fun. And I feel like, especially with Sharjay here, I learned a lot about the game. And I feel like I've got some sort of a way to approach thinking about it that's going to be better in the future. So thank you all for being here. Let's wrap up the YouTube video, and then we will go. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, I'll put a button there. I'm getting very tired of the things that I say. But I'll put other games over here. You can click on those too.